Last weekend, me and the Beast Crew headed over to Kalamazoo, Michigan for the Mobile Hunters Expo. One thing I really like to do when we go on these out-of-state trips, like shows and stuff, is to, even though I'm not hunting, instead of going out to bars and stuff with the guys, to go hit the local public woods and do a little scouting, see what's going on there, learn a little bit about that area. And if I ever end up back there hunting, I'll have a clue where to start. And one thing that was getting me about Michigan is I keep hearing about all that pressure and how you can't kill big bucks in southern Michigan, but the record books don't match what people are saying. Michigan's one of the top 10 places to go for big bucks. And southern Michigan around Kalamazoo is the area where a lot of people are killing those bucks. So I really wanted to see these public properties. I wanted to see the pressure and see if there's still big bucks there, because I felt like, sign don't lie, if I can find a big buck sign, find a big buck's bedroom, they're there and they're killable just like everywhere else. But before we went to Michigan, we had to make a pit stop, get something to eat over in Gary, Indiana. What do you want to eat? We got Popeyes, man.
We do have a Popeyes. Dan, do you know where we are? We're in Gary.
People nice here.
Yeah. Well, that could be nice, but I don't know if I want to.
But if you look under Popeyes, it says Louisiana. See that?
But that's not where we are.
Where do you want to eat?
We're in Gary. Let's go to Country Pride.
Oh my God.
That looks pretty nice.
Dude, Pride?
Gay people can be nice people too.
Popeyes. Popeyes.
They're all nice people.
Spicy chicken.
I'll go here and you go there and we'll meet in the middle.
The Country Pride is in Gary, Indiana.
The same as Popeyes.
But that's Popeyes. Spicy chicken.
They're all nice people.
All right, let's eat.
Yeah, so this river bottom looks kind of nice, huh?
It does.
Really big.
There's a lot of, you guys see all the deer on the sides of the roads?
We saw a couple, yeah.
Yeah, I almost hit a turkey too.
My tongue is going numb.
Yeah, that was
Don't
smart.
call the Michigan residents turkeys. We ain't too far in and we're already finding rubs and stuff and old ones. But this one really caught my eye here. Look at this. Look at how high up these marks are. That's from 2 years ago.
Yeah, that really would
I
have.
don't think that's last year, do you? If it
No,
was, it was early
no.
season.
I would think 2 years ago.
But that's really high.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there has to be a mature buck in this area to do that. I mean, that's a mature buck, not a 2 or 3 year old.
Yeah, I mean this is where we really started to pick up on some more historical picking up.
Yeah.
Right along this river bottom
I
here.
think, you know, when you see a rub like this in Michigan, you start seeing human sign. And Jacob, who for some reason is hiding over there, had found a
Behind the
limb
scene
here
footage.
somewhere, didn't you?
Yeah, these limbs are
Yeah,
cut
right here.
right
Come on
here.
over. Look at this. So
Yeah, one here.
that's a good point. Is that you know, in heavy pressure areas, you find big rubs. They attract people. Especially, we're not very far in, and we're right along a human trail.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just trying to find something. We're kind
I
of
bet you he's sitting in like one of these trees right here, and that's why he cut the
yeah. He wants to be able to hit the rub. You know.
Yeah, there's a shotgun shell straight up
People
ahead.
have confidence in sign, you know what I mean?
This area just looks like a human funnel, honestly. It's just like wet there, easy
Well, yeah,
walking
you know,
here.
what time of day or night do you think that rub was made?
Right.
You know, I think it was made in the middle of the night. That's a squirrel load for sure, or, you know, low brass.
Mm-hmm. But at least you can take a look in a spot like this and see what has been through here. And it shows you that something good has been through here.
Mangled up that. See? There's been a lot of rubs in here,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, again, I'm thinking that's at night.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But you try to put the pieces together.
Right.
They coming from across the street? They coming out of the public? What's going on here? Are they coming across that river, staging here? I mean, we're close to the road.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Good part is there's no parking lot here.
Right.
But bad part is you can see where people are walking in here. You can see human sign. And I don't think that mature buck sign is being left in daylight.
No. No. That
much
is
of a chance.
that is pretty well
Imported acorns.
guaranteed.
Look at that.
Must have been from the smoke and drought. Probably dropping them early to can't support them.
Are those whites or are they
They
reds?
look like whites.
Yeah, here's a white right here
See if
actually.
they taste like whites.
Yep, that's a white.
Full of tan.
Taste like whites.
Yeah, see, here's more old rubs here and up there. And there's actually some nice ones over there too.
Yeah.
Some even from last year. So there's
So, I'm
definitely
wondering-
something going on in here.
I'm wondering if these rubs are being, so obviously they're being made at night, but with the oaks actually producing this year, maybe they weren't last year, and that's why we're all seeing 2-year-old rubs.
As far as the big one, maybe, but I would think this whole woods is full of oaks.
Yeah.
Right.
It's high ground. I'm not seeing a lot of swamp here.
Right.
So I don't think that's a huge influence.
Nope. To me, this is a little rut funnel.
Makes sense with the varying height of all the rubs.
And with all the rubs.
I don't know if it's right.
This one's been
Because they could be going to food,
Yeah.
but they're definitely traveling through here. It's definitely a funnel from one place to another. You're right there. I just don't know if I'd put rut on it yet. Probably rut time frame with the amount of time.
I'm just thinking paralleling with that river, but
The trail going back in the swamp, I think. It's not crazy to find.
Yeah, but you look at that swamp. That's pretty open swamp. So come fall, that's wide open, right? And that's that trail going across the river. Right?
Yeah,
River's
no,
right
I don't
here.
think it's going into that.
Yeah, it's gonna help much. But you look at this, dude. This is just a heating trail. Seems to be getting heavier. I bet you there's parking up here.
yeah.
It's like looking like an old log road now. Getting into a little thicker stuff, and here's a fresh tract. It's, you know, we're pushing 3 fingers. It's probably, you know, a 2-year-old deer. Made it a season. That ain't a bad tract.
No, it's not.
But we're actually, this didn't look that good on the map, but getting in here, this is getting a little thicker, but I can still see this being fairly open during the season. This is that stinkweed. Can you smell that? Call it
Skunk
skunkweed. Skunk cabbage, yeah. Yeah, you break that, it smells like skunk. I mean, look at this. You sniff it, just like Jacob. It smells just like Jacob.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking Jacob didn't shower today.
Looks nice and thick.
This looks like a little rundown trail right here. Looks pretty used actually. Drops right through there.
Yeah. See the little dip there? Beaver trail. Possibly. There's some hot shoot up here. Eric, just let me know if you need to carry you across some mud or water here.
Yeah, I'll be
Thick in here, eh? Look,
I'll be
look
alright.
at this.
Oh yeah.
Here's some of them tracks.
Yeah, that's right where they're cut. There's probably a river crossing right here.
Free Pepsi can. Free Pepsi can.
10 cents right there.
That wasn't even ever opened.
Here's some fawn tracks, going fawn tracks.
Maybe we find a body out here for the first time.
Here's a bed. Here's our first bed. I'd have to say though, now you look at this, it's probably being used early. You can see another bed up there, another bed here. Obviously that bed's just been used and we just saw fawn tracks. Look how small that is. But they're beds. But look at how thick we are, the stem count in here. This is pretty cool. I'm sure there's some bucks that stay in here, but I'm sure it's pretty early season.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Looks like we actually kicked something through here.
Right?
Yeah, I'm sure that.
You can almost see the knee imprints.
I heard it's good rub up ahead. Right in this bed area, there's a rub up here.
Yeah, here's another bed right up here.
Yeah.
Passing up.
See it? There's one there's nothing bedded there in a while, but you can see where they lay. But if you look up here, there's a pretty good rub up here.
That's a nice little trail. Huh?
That's a nice little cave right there.
Right.
With
That's
that
what I
bed.
was thinking.
This is actually pretty hammered down in here. Here's a bed here.
Here.
You know, that's probably...
A couple things here. Look at that rub. Now that's off of probably a 3-year-old deer.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing about bedding there is deer come back to them to die. And you often find deer bones.
How old does it taste?
In bedding areas. Well, actually, this looks like a human. So you find human everywhere. No, it's...
Michigan hunters, there's so much pressure.
That was the man with the Pepsi can that was never opened.
Yeah, when you get back into these remote areas, you find dead people. Don't come back here.
It's unwanted pressure.
Yeah.
The ghost still pressuring you. There's an old bed right here.
Dan, we got no boots along, and we're starting to get into some stuff, but our inner beast just won't let us stop.
You just leave your boots here.
Jeez, there's
Good.
another tunnel right here.
Run and hide on Jacob. I used to play run and hide on Eric on my run and hide on Eric on my nephew.
Dan and Eric cooking out there.
Sounds like fun.
This trail's pretty heavy.
Yeah,
Kinda looks like it. Look at that. I mean, you just
sure
kinda,
does. Looks like a little grassy opening straight ahead.
you know, you'd be tempted to think maybe this is human, and maybe at some time humans cut through here.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not human because it would be grown across with crap. Because no humans are coming in here during the summer, I guarantee you.
Yeah, yep.
So that's deer during the summer doing that, keeping that open.
And there's a lot of fresh deer tracks in here. Stomping in the cowboy boots through the swamp.
Back up here.
So what we got into here is we didn't really notice it on the map so much. We did see a little tangle here. We pointed it out, so we should probably look at that. Started coming this way. I didn't expect much out of it. But looking at this public land, I really don't see a lot of overlooked or great looking spots, but I see big buck sign. Come in here, we find some bedding. This has a good escape across the river, a couple good escapes, some runways along the river, and you have a really good stem count. A person really couldn't get in there without this buck's knowing it. Jump across the river. You find the best bedding, that's where you gotta look. I think if I was hunting this property, lived over in here, this is my backyard, I'd give this a shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there is a big buck back here. We're seeing a sign, at least one. Probably multiples. We're seeing years of the rubs. There's gotta be something big in here. They've got an escape. I don't think though that this is gonna have good cover come, you know, later in the year.
Yeah.
But right away, opening for October 1st, I think you're going to be bedding on both sides of this river. That would be my ploy. It's a big buck. Both sides of this river. Looking at a map, that other side looks good. There's a little string along some open area, but that would be about the most overlooked on the other side. And if you got a little thick over there, jump back and forth. They could bed here, you know, monitor that top hill with the wind, monitor the road with the wind, that trail we were looking at, that human trail with the wind,
Yep.
and drop right into here, go over there, and eat under those oaks early in the year. Don't you think?
Yeah. You know what else I noticed about this bedding, Dan, is, I mean, how far off of that human trail did we get before we ran into that bedding? 50 yards? 75 yards?
Yep, he's monitoring.
So they're monitoring people coming up and down that trail.
Right, you're sitting here,
And they're gone before you even know it.
Dropping down here. You got the wind coming down here. They can sit there, and they don't even have to go that way. They can just drop down here. They could get up. I mean, they know what's going on out there, and eat those acorns where we saw that big sign.
All right.
Now I don't think that big sign is that bad. I'd come closer this way. I'd get them before they hit that human trail, right when they come out of this thick. But I would literally give that a shot. I mean, you got good bedding here, and you got those big rubs right over there on the trail that's coming out of here.
Prime example of being right underneath your nose, and you don't even know it. It's almost like these deer stalk you in
It's
some way.
almost like this area might be too obvious. You ever hear about that, you know, young kid that goes out in the woods, shoots some monster?
Yep.
Well, I found a big rub set up next to it. Now that guy that cut the limbs, Didn't kill that buck. You know why? He went in there, set that up, cut limbs, set up a stand.
At the rub, because he saw the rub.
Right, made all kinds of noise. What is that, 50 yards from the bed?
Yeah,
It's not far.
it's not far.
So remember when I said, be careful what you're assuming? I did think it was kind of a travel route. But now I'm looking at like, yeah, I think those trails dropping down the river were escape routes.
Yeah.
I think he's coming out here, maybe feeding over there, but I think he's also coming out here feeding over there. So my secondary setup would be right across the river where stuff comes out towards those oaks. I mean, I'd have to see what's for bedding on this other side, which we don't know yet. But I'd be one of two things. I'd be set up right on the edge of this river, or I'd be set up right on the edge of those oaks. One of the two. Because either they're bedding right on the other side of the river, and I have to be far enough back for that. Or they're bedding only over here, and then I got to get them on the other side of the river. My assumption is they're also bedding on the other side of the river, and I got to be further back.
Sure.
Two setups. A guy could do this with two people. One guy over here, one guy over there. Or he could stage on a hunt this, nothing, back out, hunt that. And either one would be okay. Because I don't think they're really going to find you were over here too much, or associate that with across the river. They might just say, there's a human trail there.
Right,
We're going to expect some movement there, right? Same pattern.
No. Like you said, definitely a spot worth giving a shot.
Yeah, let's take a look up further, see if there's
Yeah.
a route going that way too. Maybe it's a three-way thing, you know? Because there's still trails going that way. But the majority seem to cross right here.
Yeah, looks like a pretty heavy crossing.
It seems pretty obvious right across the river, right?
Right.
Jacob's up there yelling, it's pretty muddy and wet. Look at my pants. These are literally the only pants I wore to the show.
That's because the way you packed, Dan. Did you pack a grocery bag of clothes?
I did. I brought a shirt that says Carpos, and I brought this.
And one pair of pants.
Yeah. And I brought deodorant in case I sweat and stink. That's it.
Yep. Maybe we'll really look like beasts at the show tomorrow, just covered in mud, right?
Right.
There's some bedding and decent historical rubs on the inside of this transition a little bit,
Yep.
but nothing crazy.
Yeah, we're getting a little muddy.
You know what I did see coming in here is some oaks up here. I want to see if there's rubs coming out of this into those oaks too. Here's a fresh bed right here. See that?
You want to see the historical rubs coming out of the oaks?
Yeah, I'd like to see what's going on over there.
Look how this bed is right on the edge of this grassy opening. You can see how all that sunlight makes it through the canopy up here. And this deer is tucked right into the cover, but on the edge.
There's poison oak.
So that's just kind of neat. You got poison oak up here, Jacob?
Yeah, grab that leaf. See that right there?
Isn't that?
It's not poison oak. Eat it and prove it.
No, that's a little oak tree.
Yeah.
Poison oak has 3 leaves. I see 4 leaves on that one stem there.
Oh yeah? You think I should grab it?
Touch it.
No.
It is 3 leaves though.
Yeah, I thought this one to the left here. Yeah, these are the 3. I better be careful touching my boots. Honestly, I'm gonna get a reaction right away.
Yeah, I don't play the game. What happened to you, Dan? Are you looking at a bed? Ooh. I just turned my head, and this is Dan. Dude, this Michigan mud is not okay for you.
I'm just getting a snack. A little hungry. Long show.
That's nothing that I guessed I would have seen. Only Dan. I know, I was like, is he okay? I thought he dropped down in the mud or something.
Splinters in my teeth. So, we came through the brush now. The oaks are right here that we were just talking about. So, Jacob had come up here, and we're going to look for sign, as we mentioned down there, coming into the oaks. And we're starting to see it. And Jacob had pointed out some rubs here. So, let's look at what he's seen and then go in further and see if there's more going up to those oaks, and then check along those oaks. But this If you can come back here, Eric, and just look at this bedding area, I mean, and get a view of that. You can see the stem count, because it's hard to see on video. Now we've gotten to, like, this is just a big spring. Water's bubbling up here, right? Come over here, Eric. So look down here at this from up top, up high, which is funny, we're standing in the water up high because we're in a spring. But this high stem count, tags and stuff, is where all those deer beds are now. And it looks like we might even have more down there.
Yeah.
And it looks like they're kind of coming out of here, going up into that, and going over to here. But now looking from here, now I see an island of
Tamaracks.
Yeah, island of tamarack right there. I don't know that we can get to it unless we strip down and go across the river. But I bet you there's something good in there. But if you look, now, just knowing that, even if it was hunting season, we could come in and we could hunt those oaks up there. But we wouldn't be able to hunt right above it. And that's where your average person's going to make his mistake, because that thermal drop right into there, right? So we'd have to be off to the side or over the hill.
Right.
To keep your scent from getting to that thing. But there could be beds anywhere in there, so it'd be tough. But there's going to be probably very little bedding over here. What is over here is going to be smaller, because this is a tangle here that's got good escape. But we know there's good bucks in there now.
Did you guys see what I saw rub-wise in here?
Yeah, there's some rubs back here. I think I see right. So when you were saying that, Dan, I was thinking, how would someone set up on this transition? Do you see how this tamarack has kind of conveniently a wide open gap right there?
Yeah.
Something bright green right at the bottom of that opening. It looks like on the right side there might be a sawed branch. So someone might actually be sitting
There was
here.
a stand there, yeah. I can see it. See it? He's right. See that opening on that pine tree?
Yep.
Somebody definitely sat there.
There's something little
But what
bright
kind of
green
stand do
flag
you think
tape.
that is? I'm willing to bet that's a gun stand.
Yeah, I was going to say that because he ain't shooting through this cover. Like
No, this is quite a launch here.
Right, and I'm thinking this is a great spot in early season, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, so
there's kind of like three phases of cover going on. I mean, there's this open area with their spring and whatnot, and then there's this really high stem count, and then it's transitioning to the oaks. And what we were walking through was like, you know, you're ducking your head, you're looking at tunnels and stuff.
It's river bottom.
Right, and it's right on the fringes of that stuff where a wide buck probably can't get his cage through. There's these shrubs, and there's a bit of bedding right now, actually, fresh bedding in these shrubs. But all along that border of the stuff that a buck probably can't get his cage through is a bunch of historical rubs. There's actually like a scrape, like a branch that snapped over in there. If you come like right up here, now none of them are from last season, it looks like.
No.
there's a huge rub right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
But look at this one up here.
You go ahead. There's another one right.
That's the one that caught my eye.
There's one on the other side right here. This tree is almost a pound.
Oh, that's a broken branch. I thought, geez, from back there, that was...
pretty big. I was wondering what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look at this one right here. I mean, this is really old. This was a long time ago.
There's a trail right here.
Yeah, look at this trail at a time.
So this is the tunnel. I took a video of this tunnel. That's really old. And
There's pretty good trails right here.
look at this one. I mean, that's coming right from the oaks.
Yeah.
I didn't see
All
any,
this stuff is kind of pummeled in here.
I didn't see any really nice tracks or anything, but I didn't go far back into this.
Yeah. Look at the tunnel here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that with the camera? So we're still in high stem count.
The heck of a
It's going to be, yeah, look, there's a tunnel here too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But this one's got the width for a rack. You know, it's got the rubs on it.
Yep.
Where that, I don't see any rubs on it, but I see a tunnel, probably does.
You think
Small
they'll go
deer.
back to their
Right.
beds?
The bucks are coming through here where they can get their rack through. Going up here if they're coming out here. But I'm willing to bet there's some sign coming in from there.
Yes.
But this open area might be like a shortcut where they can come around, get out of that thick stuff with the rack and come around here. Because there's some good rubs coming right up into this. Going right into those oaks. And those oaks are right next to the road where nobody'd hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, nobody's going to set up right along that road there. Let's
Right.
go take a look at it. Go ahead, Jake.
It works out perfect if they're bedding in those tamaracks, like you're saying, too.
There's even one big enough for you, Jake. Right here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure I'm not, you're not looking at a rick rub? Look at the wall of vine and track there. See that?
What do you see?
See the tree right there?
Saw it off?
Cut off. Yeah, it's there.
Oh, somebody was smart enough to hunt up here, huh? Looks old though.
They might not even be close enough to the bedding though.
No, I think they are. The bedding's right here, dude. This is the thick stuff right here, rolling down the hill, right here. Here's an old rub right there. There's an old rub right there. But I'm not seeing much fresh. But do you see any place where that guy's hunting now? I don't think so. Most of these guys leave a tree stand too, but there wasn't one in that spot down there. Yeah, there's a cut limb there too. So it almost looks like he was hunting up there someplace. That's a lot of cutting though. Any fresh rubs?
This is sod. This line is sod.
Yeah. Some people know about the bedding area because there's 2 setups on it.
I have to think that cave to me almost looked like deer are using it, but humans are also using it.
It could be.
There is that setup.
It
back
could be
there
that that's going to that tree stand setup.
Yes. Yep.
Oh, and here's the tape. So it is. The humans are coming down here, going through there, setting up down there. So that means that this end is off. And that makes sense because this setup is old, right? The setup down there is new. And that tells me that they started out here. They know the bucks are down here and they're trying to figure out how to kill them. You know how you kill these bucks? You get on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Because this side's got pressure.
The access on the other side is a little tougher to get into.
Yeah, yeah. I think that
This was a good thought. I just thought that trail that we came up, I almost thought it just seemed a little too big to even be a buck trail in there.
Not only that, but we get into this stuff here now, the ethics and morals into this. You come in here, you see these setups here. And this one here, if that other one wasn't on there, if I didn't think somebody was hunting this end, what the hell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is old sign. But I'm not seeing fresh sign. Why isn't that deer coming out now, right? Down there, that stand site that you saw, I didn't see it till you did. But that one is fresh.
Yeah.
That was used for sure.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing sign here, so I'm thinking they're probably bow hunting there too, because otherwise there'd be early season sign here.
Right.
So if those bucks are coming up here, they're sneaking. I think they're going across the river, and it looks like better oaks over there. These kind of don't look like a lot of oaks.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, we definitely found the bedding. We found good sign coming out of it. There was good sign going the other way where that setup was, but that was old setup. But there's still sign. Why? Nobody set up there during early bow season, I don't think.
Right.
But I do think they may be going that way, and they may be dropping across the river. I do think we got a good setup here on the other side of the river, and a potential one over there. And I'd give this 2 tries. One down there, one over there. Move on.
Yeah, you can hunt those as practically brand new sits, you know.
Yeah.
You almost stack
People ask a lot of times, how close is too close for a second sit?
Yeah. I would not sit over here. I would not bother that guy. He's got that down.
Right.
Across the river, you're fine. You're 200-300 yards from him. Up at the top of the bedding area, you're 300-400 yards from him. You're fine. You're hunting those same deer, but they're going different directions. And I think they're going in different directions because that guy probably camps out there.
Yeah.
A tree doesn't look like that from hunting it once. It looks like that because he's hunting it too much. Any mature buck that's in there, the kind that would leave the rub on that tree that we were just looking at, is not walking out past that tree stand where that scent is from this guy making a trail that was so big we thought it was a deer cave. Right? I think we got this pretty figured out.
Yeah. When we came up what we thought was a buck trail at the time, Dan had mentioned how close we were to the road, and we're probably 75 yards off of the road.
Right.
And we thought there were more oaks in here at the time, but we thought those bucks were coming right out of their bedding, and they only had to go 75, 100 yards to get to these oaks. And I just had a gut feeling on that trail. I didn't see anything that proved anything, but I just had a gut feeling that that trail was a little too open for even bucks, even for big bucks. But Dan's point was, you know, they come up from bedding, 75 yards, 100 yards from bedding, and they hit these oaks. And typically, we talk about this all the time, you don't find people hunting right off of the road.
And there's no parking lot there.
And it had me convinced, but I did have a gut feeling that it just didn't quite feel right on that trail. But when you had said that, you know, I was kind of convinced, and the further we explored, of course, we found that human sign and everything else, so it didn't quite pan out.
So that's the thing. I mean, you're looking at this stuff, and you see things. You see them time after time after time, and you make some assumptions. But then a lot of times you're wrong. And in this case, I was wrong. Now, if I was hunting and I was setting up and I was coming into something, sometimes I'd set up based on something that I've seen before and be wrong. But you got to set up, you know. In this case with scouting, we can come in here and find out that we were wrong, and it turns everything we were looking at around. Now, we wouldn't even hunt this end anymore.
Right.
So the reason we went scouting today after the show is we could have went and sat in a bar with all the guys and stuff, but I'm not like, I'd rather do something useful, right?
Yeah.
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 So what we really wanted to do was experience Michigan. Find Michigan type sign, right? Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, chew on a Michigan tree.
More to just find Michigan sign and experience what Michigan is all about. And I think we did it. We found the ultimate sign in Michigan. Look at this. There it is.
Is that a buck bedding cave?
Oh,
Oh my god, it's got a chair next to it.
lounge chair.
There he is.
Welcome to Michigan.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan, yeah.
Dan found his spot for the night.
And this is looking right down where we walked out on that trail.
Eric, look on this tree behind you here. You
What do
think
we
that's where
have?
they strap a bait bucket to the tree and let
Yeah.
it drop periodically?
Oh yeah.
There's a
See
little
that-
like
see that
pad.
on the tree?
You got this tree blocking your view.
Oh.
That might be what was on the other tree. That might be marking where their stand is.
I think it could be a bait bucket.
Oh,
Like Jacob said, where you strap a pail to it
Let's
Yeah.
take a look at it.
so it doesn't creak up against the
that might
tree.
be what we saw on the other tree. Because there was like a green thing.
That's probably what it is. You strap a
Yeah,
pail
look at
to.
all these cut limbs and stuff. Look at that. There's cut limbs everywhere in here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what it is. You strap a pail to that and it won't creak on the bark.
Right.
Look at this Michigan lettuce. You want to bite that?
Bite it.
You think they put a bucket? If there'd be an open spot here if there was big.
There was a guy that used to poach in western Wisconsin and use that.
Is that what he
That
did?
ain't a bait bucket because there'd be.
This
There'd be
might
an
not
open
be that,
spot.
but he would strap a bucket up in a tree and it
To-
would drop periodically.
I bet you he's got a stand here or something. And that's where
Yeah, it could be a backrest maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could
Or a
be.
knee pad for them saddle guys.
That could be. That could be. Maybe some sort of freak.
Boy, what is?
But
Yeah.
he's got limbs cut all over the place over here.
Mm-hmm.
That don't really make a lot of sense for that ground block.
Maybe he was using
No.
it to make
Like kind of behind this tree from it and stuff. So I think something was going on right here. Yeah. Maybe even puts a ladder against it or something. He's got the ladder so it don't creak against the tree or something. Or something trying to keep noise from that tree or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird. So we got to experience real Michigan. That's what we always hear about. But I always thought that they left the tree stands. But I'm not seeing a tree stand on this property.
I'm still thinking that first bedding we found is the most overlooked spot that we came across,
It is.
without a doubt. And it is right off that human access trail.
Correct. And that had the bigger buck sign that was fresher.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks to me like they've just changed their ways since these guys have started hunting up here, and they started dropping in and across the river. I mean, really, if you're a deer, if you've done any, if you're a buck and you've spent any time of your life watching the History Channel, you've seen Vietnam and you've seen these things, they will kill you. The guys in the green helmets will kill you. So if they've been watching the History Channel, they ain't coming up here. They're dropping through that river, right up into that island, right up into those oaks. Right? What
Cool.
do you think, Jake? You're being really quiet. Is that Vietnam?
Oh, I'm observing. Yeah, I'm getting flashbacks. It's kind of giving me PTSD here. The trees are starting to talk. It's freaking me out.
He's like 14 years old and he's got PST
Yeah.
from Vietnam.
He said PST.
Got the PSDs.
He got PPSD
He's
everywhere.
got PPSD.
Because all the pee stains, that's why he
I
said it.
saw him at the show. He was standing in the corner going this all the time. I thought that all that was from the injections to get those muscles.
Yeah, yeah, that's definitely what
There's something wrong when the guy works out once a month for 10 minutes and he's got arms like that.
Yeah, That's the key, man. Direct booner juice right into the veins.
And 2 meals at Bob Evans to
keep
keep the
wanting-
calories up.
Bob
I
Evans.
keep wanting to make ape symbols and make fun of him, but he's getting bigger than me.
Don't worry, Dan. I don't want to drag you out.
Yep, the true Michigan experience,
Yep.
like you said.
All right, let's get
Cool.
out of here.
Yep.
Got chicken in the woods right here. I don't have anything to cook it with, but it would actually be pretty good right now. It's firm.
You know, I'd just grab it and eat it.
Yeah.
Actually, you're not supposed to eat raw mushrooms. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Most mushrooms are toxic raw. You're supposed to cook them. There's a couple you can eat raw. So we should have stayed at the Avid Ahin Hotel. Instead, we're at the Red Roof, and we just had somebody who used to be a law enforcement officer tell us that that's the Hooker Hotel, and that we're going to sleep on slimy beds. And Eric is all excited.
Yeah, if those sheets are black or any color other than white, we gotta move.
I'm sure you've slept on worst.
Yeah, but I don't want to willingly participate in that.
And so you went over to Red Roof and you checked in and you just looked at the rooms and you were able to cancel them?
I turned around and said we had to change the plans, we need to cancel.
What did you?
And they didn't do anything, they just said, okay.
Well, there was stains all over the bedspreads. I lifted up the bedspread a little bit and there was an ash black mark there. I went to go to the bathroom and my feet started sliding as I was standing there. And it was really gross.
What do you think, Eric? Sound like a good place to stay? We might have to go to the Walmart and get our own beds and our own blankets and pillows.
And cleaning gear or something.
Clean.
I figured I'd
I'm gonna
tell you
mop some
before you
floors.
go in and pay for the rest.
I already paid.
You paid?
Yeah.
You should get it back. Did you just pay? You
A credit card.
Paid?
A credit card, yeah.
We should.
Yeah, you should get it back.
We should probably go look at it.
Well, we check in at 11, so we'll go over there.
We'll
And
investigate
maybe
it.
they gave us a good room. They might have saw Rick coming.
It would make your house look like the Taj Mahal.
Oh my God. It can't be that bad.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. We'll get a good feeling for it when we walk in.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, if you want to, come out with chiggers and bed bugs. Yeah. Every room comes with a chigger.
I'm not worried about I'm not even worried about the chiggers. I'm worried about the crabs. The crabs might get you. You know? Yeah. That's what I don't want.
I like crabs. You cook them in butter.
Yeah, not these crabs. We went to the Red Roof Inn, right?
Yeah.
We went there at 11 o'clock today, right? To confirm
Yeah.
that we had a room, but the lady wouldn't confirm the room. And
I went in there and I'm like, hey, can you confirm our rooms? And she's like, I see your reservation because I showed her my phone. She's like, you don't have to confirm nothing. Just come back. At when we open rooms up, which will be like 3 o'clock. I'm like, I'm in a show at 3 o'clock.
You said we'll be back late,
Yeah. And I said, I'll be back late.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. And she's like, no, don't worry about it. You got your rooms. So after eating, Josh beat us over there. He calls us up and says, hey man, they rented our rooms. So we go there and I went in there and very nicely said, without dropping any F-bombs. Okay, maybe I'm lying. But I went there and I'm like, what do you mean you sold our rooms? And he's like, well, it's not us, it's the booking agency. I'm like, well, then give me a refund. Well, we can't do that. The booking agency has to. I'm like, what? Yeah, they'll have to call us to make sure that you didn't stay here. And I'm like, why would you get rid of my room? They overbooked us. And now we had to run all over town all night long and find the last remaining rooms for us and then for Josh and Maddie. And we couldn't even get 2 beds.
And now we're going 23 hours no sleep.
Yeah.
But Dan, I knew when you did
What is this? What do you got going on in your bed?
That is.
That's pretty disgusting.
That is. I might have to borrow a blankie.
Oh my God, dude.
I might have to borrow
What
a
is that?
blankie. Yeah, it doesn't look good.
This whole town is disgusting.
This is bad.
This is a disgusting town.
Savages.
This looks alright. I guess I get the bed. this just keeps getting better.
This is nice. Kalamazoo.
What do you got going on here, dude?
Hey, Kalamazoo, it's the place to be.
Dude, shine a light on that.
I'm trying.
That is a giant urine stain. I guarantee it, dude.
Oh, yes. That looks a little discolored. I bet if we flip the mattress, the other side looks even worse.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Who'd sleep on this anyways? You got to turn it over.
What's
Oh, look at.
Ooh,
There's a
some
penny.
change.
What is this? Oh, Pops? No, it's a sucker.
Yeah,
See?
that's a sucker.
There's a penny. Still looks better than your side.
You might have to sleep on this side.
Yeah. This is just totally disgusting. And
How did we get into this?
we start out at a place that's got hookers and nasty as hell. We end up at a different place and they sell our room on us. We end up here and there's urine stains. This is the Clarion.
Just can't even make this shit
Clarion's
out.
supposed to be a good place. Urine stains and whatever the hell that is.
Yeah, that looks scary.
Then we need to go downstairs and drop some more F-bombs.
Do some of these.
Yeah. You liked that when I was in there, right? Like, what the?
I was laughing.
And the brown one, you can't see the stains, then you can have that. Oh, dude, look.
Dude, I don't think that is any longer a pee stain.
Oh,
That is not a pee stain.
come on, man. God.
What happens in Kalamazoo when we're not?
Look, right here, too. Dude.
What happens in Kalamazoo when we're not here? What do you think happens around
Dude,
this
this town is just gross. I mean, even the Denny's was nasty.
I've never seen anything like this.
Oh. I'm gonna sleep on the floor.
I don't think that's any better.
All right, people, after a whole night of trying, this is the last room we had available. What I want to know is, would you sleep in here or would you sleep in your truck?